Hey there, YouTube. Back again with another Vampire Counts quick battle here. And this time yet again, I brought Kemmler, but I dropped the Crypt Ghouls, or Crypt Horrors rather, for this battle because I was up against a Dark Elf. So instead, I brought a couple bats. Again, got the White King, my triple Grave Guard, and I brought an additional Grave Guard with great weapons. And I've got zombies in the front to eat any missile fire. I brought bats as well to kind of shut down any missile core and also to drop on any bolt throwers that my opponent might have brought. And then in the back here, I've got triple Black Knight and a Blood Knight. My opponent has brought a very, very strong build, I think, up against me here. So he's got a bunch of Scourge Runner Chariots, Chaff, double Hydra, couple Dark Shards, and he's brought Malus on the back of his Velociraptor, which I cannot remember the name of. But yeah, so he's kind of holding his position a little bit, just trying to get his skirmishing down. So I'm going to use the bats to kind of eat up some of that ammo, since I see that there's really, I can't see his Dark Shards right now, so I don't see any other missile threats, so we're going to try to use them to eat up some of that ammo. And they will catch the Scourge Runners too, so maybe I can get them to lock them down a little bit. But I'm just trying to position myself very carefully. Trying to get my opponent actually to fight me in this forest here if possible, because those Hydras are very scary to me. I really don't have tools to deal with them. My only tools I have are the Grave Guard with Great Weapon, who have some pretty solid armor piercing damage for the vampire counts at 29. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I have really to deal with them besides the Blood Knights, which will do pretty okay into them. But I'll have to cycle charge them quite a bit because of all their healing and whatnot. So yes, I finally make my move and try to get into the forest here while he's killing bats. I think I actually end up healing one of these bats as well. Yeah, I healed this bat because I feel like they've done a pretty good job eating that ammunition. So yeah, all the Scourge Runners had used about a fifth of their ammo. And I think I finally did notice the Dark Shards here as I got my bats a little bit closer there. But yeah, we're just taking refuge in the forest here. If my opponent let me, I was going to swing all the way around and use this forest as well. That would have been a little bit risky, obviously, for me, but this gives me a chance to get my cav into position, and I don't think he can actually see them. Yeah, this one says hidden, so he was not able to see me move my cav from this woods to this wood. So yeah, that's kind of the cost he paid for sitting back on his hands there. I do keep the zombies out in front, though, to try to buffer any of their charging or anything like that. It does look like he's just trying to get position on me as well. I'm okay with him surrounding me, though. I don't like him shooting at my Grave Guard, so I'm going to bring the bats over there to try to deal with that. I don't think the Blood Knights ended up being hidden there at the end, but he's bringing his Hydras into the woods, which is a huge mistake. As you know, I'm sure, when large creatures are in the forest like this, they lose a lot of stats, so really not a place you want to fight with Hydras. But yeah, it's kind of on my opponent there for letting me get positioned into the forest. Now, this maneuver is not exactly tournament legal, and wow, that is a very early transformation. Oh, that wasn't a transformation. He was transforming. I was like, wait, what? But yeah, so I get the zombies in here to kind of hold stuff back. Unfortunately, they're only holding like Bleak Sword, so who gives a crap? But now I'm getting the zombies in here to kind of get my Blood Knights free. We get a nice charge on the Dark Shards here because it kind of leaves a gap open for my Black Knights to get in. So yeah, the Dark Shards are going to be getting wiped off the field here with a lot of ammo, which is super unfortunate for my opponent. Yeah, right now we're just cycle charging the Hydras here, trying to get some work done on them. I'm nervous to bring my Grave Guards in because I'm pretty sure Malus has a Vortex spell, so I'm trying to avoid that. So yeah, we're just kind of poking and prodding here at the Hydras with the Blood Knights, getting some cycle charges in. Now they're going to heal quite a bit, but we're doing some pretty solid work here, considering. Finally I get the White King activated here to try to free up my Grave Guard, because they got charged in the side by these Bleak Swords. And I do use a Black Knight unit over here. I was thinking with the bat support they'd be able to kill these Scourge Runners. I think they drop a model. Yeah, they drop a model. Oh no, they didn't end up dropping a model. But that goes really solid for me. So balance of power is not looking good at this point. Finally I get Kemmler in here. I think I start activating the Grave Guard as well. because I realized that my Blood Knights and zombies are not able to do it. I get a zombie summon down and Krell in here though, so we're going to isolate this Hydra and try to take it out, while my Graveguard just kind of holds back this Hydra. Again, the Black Knights are in the backfield here doing absolute work to the Dark Shards, keeping the Bleak Swords busy. And I'm pulling that Balance of Power back, which is fantastic. Granted, that is probably just from summoning Krell, because he's worth quite a bit of money. But we're also tearing this Hydra up here, so it does get another takes its place heal. But we've shaken it. As long as Krell can keep getting those hits in, and even got Kemmler in there, who's apparently winning decisively. Again, probably because the Hydras are in the woods, and their melee attack is suffering greatly. So we do route this one. I think I bring a unit of bats to kind of chase off the field, because it's a very healthy Hydra, so we definitely don't want that thing coming back if we can prevent it. But yeah, so now I've got Malus here in the backfield, trying to work my Necromancer, but we get him pinned in with the White Kings, and even bring Kemmler over. It's looking like, unfortunately, this Hydra's going to make a comeback. I bring the Blood Knights up, who have been doing some work, it looks like, Satyr into Chevron. Summon some zombies here to try to lock in Malus since we got him so low. But my opponent's probably going to go for a transformation here soon. And now, to make matters worse, my opponent is exclusively fighting me in the forest, which is exactly what I wanted. Scabscrith goes down to kind of wreck these Bleak Swords here. And now comes a transformation. With now Malus is full health again, but he's going to start deteriorating. And with his other Hydra starting to waver, and that one I was able to get the Blood Knights on to kind of chase off the field, which is fantastic. We get a Terror Route here. I think it's from Krell. Yeah, Krell Terror Routes the Scourge Runners, so they're running away. We finally... Oh, he's wavering. Wavering on the Hydra here. Wavering Scourge Runners. Malus is not really getting much done here. Between the Cloak of Misted Shadows and all the zombies kind of targeting Malus here, he's not able to get any hits in. And it's going to be looking like army losses here for my opponent pretty shortly. Of course, Malus is going to tough it out. I believe he's unbreakable until the very end. But he's slowly deteriorating. I got zombies and stuff. Kemmler's going to be just fine. He's got Cloak of Misted Shadows. If it comes down to it, I can pull him out of there. But we're just trying to keep Malus in place while Krell, my White King, and Necromancer and the zombies just kind of wreck shop here. So we're gonna get a nice little cinematic going in here for you at the end with transformed Malus, Zarkan I think his name is, getting whacked by Krell. Nice little spell there for my opponent. Oh, Krell disintegrates. Now it's just Corpse Cart and White King v Malus. And all the zombies here. Malus leaping strike with his Velociraptor. Kemmler comes in for the uppercut. Try to finish off Malus. I really hope Kemmler ends up getting the killing blow here on him. That's going to be some pretty epic stuff. Kemmler gets a heal down just to keep us nice and kosher. Malus is completely surrounded. Blood Knights are coming back. Blood Knights get a charge in on him. And yeah, that's going to be all she wrote for my opponent. Fast forward here. And that's the end. So, yeah, pretty good game for my opponent. I really think he should not have, or should have rather, taken the initiative there and kept me from getting in really good position in that forest. Even when I was in there, though, he really didn't have to come in and fight me. He could have used breath attacks and stuff, although they're not great into the woods like that, which, again, is exactly why I took that position. And the Scourge Runner Chariot missiles were not going to be doing too much work. But if he had waited and kind of bided his time a little bit, he could have chipped away at me and definitely kept his Dark Shards alive for a little bit longer, and maybe they could have gotten some work in on me. But yeah, let's look at some of the damage here. So Kemmler's able to rack up 1,000 damage value somehow. Again, I really don't know how this man gets his value. Whacking Malus there at the end, no doubt. 2,000 on the Blood Knights. 400 on this Black Knight. This was the Black Knight actually that got wrecked by that Scourge Runner. And 1,100 on this Black Knight. Graveguard did pretty solid as well, just kind of holding back the Hydras. About 800 to 700 apiece there besides this one. And for my opponents, I mean, really lackluster lackluster performances across the board. Scourge Runners did pretty okay, but the Dark Shards got shut down. Malus, 24,000 damage, but only 900 value, so he killed a lot of zombies. But yeah, nonetheless, good game to my opponent. I really think he should have taken some initiative there, but outside of that, really good game. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the video in the comments. Consider giving the video a like. And if you would also subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping to hit 20 subscribers by the end of April. And we're halfway through and halfway to our goal, so please consider subscribing. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.